Asha had loved Adrian Hale long before she understood what love could cost. 7 years. 7 years of loyalty, silence, sacrifice. 7 years of believing that kindness could warm even the coldest soul. She met him at 21, a scholarship student working part-time as an assistant in Hale Industries, clutching hope like a fragile glass. Adrian, at 30, was already a legend, brilliant, ruthless, always wrapped in immaculate suits and an aura of winter. People whispered that he had no heart. Asha refused to believe that. And maybe that was where her tragedy began. It started the day she brought him tea. Everyone in the office feared him. Phones dropped when he walked by, and interns trembled. But Asha, with her soft voice and wide brown eyes, simply placed the cup on his desk and said gently, "You haven't eaten all day." Adrian looked up, startled. No one spoke to him like that. "I didn't ask for this," he said, cool as ice. "I know," she replied, "but you needed it." Something flickered in his eyes, surprise, maybe, then vanished. From that day, he tolerated her presence. Then relied on it. Then expected it. And Asha, foolish or faithful, kept serving him with quiet devotion. She picked up his scattered schedules. Stayed late to type proposals no one else wanted to touch. Bought him soups when he worked through lunch. Learned his moods like scripture. Stayed through his silences. Stayed through his storms. Stayed even when he forgot her birthday for the 3rd year in a row. People asked her why. Her answer was always the same. Because I know there's a warm heart buried under all that ice. But loving Adrian Hale was like tending a frozen garden, no matter how much water you poured, nothing bloomed. Asha never expected anything from him. She convinced herself that loyalty itself was a reward. But one rainy evening changed everything. She found him sitting alone in his glass office, shoulders tight, eyes stormy. His father, his only living relative, had collapsed. Adrian didn't cry, but Asha could feel the cracks forming under his calm. "You don't have to be strong right now," she whispered, placing a hand on his. For a moment, just a sliver of time, he leaned into her touch. The cold melted. That night, he kissed her. It was slow, unsure, like he didn't know how to be gentle. Asha's heart soared. 7 years of loving him from afar, and finally, he saw her. Or so she thought. The next morning, he acted as if nothing happened. "Last night was a lapse in judgment," he said flatly. "We should maintain professionalism." Her chest tightened. "Adrian. I don't have space for complications." That was the day she realized something brutal. He wanted her warmth. He just didn't want her. But still, she stayed. She didn't know how to stop loving him. Rumors spread quickly. Adrian Hale is finally dating someone. Asha felt her stomach twist the day the woman walked into the office, Giselle Laurent, a glamorous model with perfect curls and a diamond smile. Asha lowered her eyes, forcing a greeting through numb lips, while Giselle giggled in Adrian's office. For the first time in years, Asha left early, tears blurring the city lights. That night, Adrian texted her. "Stay late tomorrow. Prepare my quarterly reports. And order Giselle's favorite pastries." He still needed her. But not for the reasons she needed him. Her heart ached, but she obeyed. Because love, her love, had always looked like service, sacrifice, silence. People around her whispered, "Asha, he doesn't deserve you." But she kept loving him like prayer. 2 months passed. Adrian and Giselle grew close. Paparazzi photos appeared everywhere, holding hands, smiling softly, kissing on balconies. Asha tried to bury the jealousy that clawed at her, telling herself, "He's not mine. He never was." But the pain became impossible to ignore the day he snapped at her. She had stayed late, preparing a presentation he'd forgotten. When she handed it to him, exhausted and hungry, he barely glanced up. "You missed a slide," he said sharply. I can fix it." "You should have checked twice," he said coldly. "Do your job properly." The words hit harder than a slap. 7 years of devotion, and all he saw was an error. Asha straightened her shoulders. Adrian, this isn't fair. He froze, unused to being challenged. If you can't handle the job. I can, she said quietly, but I won't be your punching bag. His jaw tightened. Asha, if this is about Giselle. This is about me, she said, voice trembling. And how little you value what I give. For the first time, she saw something like regret in his eyes. But he didn't apologize. He never did. That night she cried, but somewhere between the tears, a truth dawned. Loving someone shouldn't feel like drowning. The next morning, she typed her resignation letter. Her hands shook, but her heart felt strangely light. When she entered Adrian's office, he looked up, surprised. Asha, about yesterday. I'm leaving, she said simply, placing the letter on his desk. He blinked. Leaving? Yes. For how long? Forever. Silence. Thick. Heavy. Disbelieving. Adrian stood abruptly. Asha, you can't just walk away. You've been with me for years. Yes, she said softly. And you didn't notice me for a single one of them. His jaw clenched, eyes darkening. I rely on you. That's not love. I never said it was, he snapped. That hurt. More than anything else he'd ever said. Asha nodded, finally accepting the truth she'd avoided for years. Exactly. She walked out before he could speak again. For the first time, Adrian Hale, cold, calculating, always in control, felt something slip through his fingers. Her. Asha didn't look back. She found a job at a smaller firm, less pay, less glamour, but peace wrapped every corner of her new life. People appreciated her. Respected her. She learned to take lunch breaks. Made new friends. Laughed more. Slept better. And slowly, very slowly, her heart healed. One afternoon, as she sat in a cafe reviewing documents, she saw Adrian standing outside, rain dripping from his coat. He looked different. Tired. Haunted. He stepped in. Asha. Her breath caught. Adrian? I've been trying to find you. His voice shook slightly. I needed to say. Don't, she whispered. Don't say you're sorry because you lost someone who served you. He swallowed hard. I should have seen you. I should have. Yes, she said. But you didn't. The rain beat against the glass like a sad soundtrack. Asha. I miss you. She met his eyes, calm and steady. I don't belong to people who only realize my value when I'm gone. She stood, gathering her things. He didn't stop her. Couldn't. Because love was never meant to be begged for. A year later, Asha opened her own consulting firm, a cozy office filled with warm colors and soft laughter. She found love too, slow, surprising, gentle. A man who saw her from the beginning, not after losing her. As for Adrian Hale. Sometimes he still stared at the empty desk where she once worked, wondering how a woman he barely touched managed to leave such a permanent bruise on his life. But he learned too late. A woman who loves deeply can stay for years. But once she leaves, she never returns the same. And Asha. She had finally learned the truth that saved her. You cannot melt a cold heart that refuses to feel the sun.